Today on Drawbli,
We're looking at the art of Alba, Biji.
ooh, you know I love me some Pokemans.
These are so cute. This artist is so cool. Like when I found this artist, everything about their style, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about this artist. This is so awesome.
Yeah, these are super cool. I love what I've seen so far. These are done traditionally here on a page, which, you know, is super cool to see. I can't wait to dive into more.
Yeah, oh, this artist is awesome. She is part of an artist couple. She and her husband are both artists.
An artist couple, what a novel idea.
And I know, they do booths at like conventions.
I love booths at conventions.
I know you do, that's why I'm telling you this. And they just seem like really, really cool people. And her art is so fun and colorful, and her style is super beautiful. So I was really excited to show you this artist because I know that you don't follow them already.
Well, I do now.
Yeah, obviously. So this artist works both traditionally and digitally.
Very cool.
This artist has also done work for Magic the Gathering.
What?
Yes.
In this style?
In this style. I've included a
Ooh.
card so you can see like, what I mean.
I can't wait.
So you will be seeing that as well.
Yeah, this is super cool. The digital versus traditional stuff, the style carrying through, having the same vibe.
Yeah, I really enjoy the way she does faces. This Sailor Moon piece is so cute.
Yeah, all the Usagi bunnies around.
Yeah,
the edge.
and I love the the borders. Like that takes so much time. You have to really just love the process, I feel like, to put these intricate borders onto your images. Because, you know, one of us might be doing good just to draw a Sailor Moon, but here we have drawn her with this beautiful background, this interesting foreground, this really cool ideation of her companion.
I don't remember Sailor Moon having a sword, but it's been a long time since I've seen Sailor Moon. Okay, here we go. This is the card.
Yeah.
So this is like a maybe slightly more refined version of their style. It feels more like structurally sound compared to some of the more loose forms we saw before.
I think she's done more than one card. I can't remember if I included more than one, but yeah, you kind of get the idea of how they changed their style, but it's still her style. Like this isn't like the painterly painting Magic the Gathering cards that we see very often. This is very, very cute.
Yeah, I love this. That's so cool.
Yes.
And also getting to see other artists work on an IP that has a traditionally more toward realism style is cool to see some very different things.
I think this is a really cute Meet the Artist page that she illustrated, so we get to know a little bit more about her likes, her
Tattoos,
dislikes,
gossip, of course,
yes,
of course.
dislikes flying insects, like that's very mushy veggies. This is just so cute.
Loud sounds. I'm there with you. 100%.
She has an IP that she created called Grog the Frog.
Okay.
And I don't remember if I included many of her Grog the Frog illustrations. Maybe I've got one in here, but it's a really cute like little adventurer frog that goes everywhere.
I do like Grog the Frog. Just looking at him on a first introduction, I feel like we would get along.
Yeah.
And of course, fulfilling our cat duties of always showing a cat on Drawbli, and Kirby obsession, so they like Nintendo, so I think we would get along very well.
Yes. Oh, she seems really, really cool. This is like, I don't know if this is kind of a tarot card sort of inspiration, but it's definitely a Dungeons and Dragons sort of feel because we've got the dice and the sword set off to either side as she photographs her work.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Like, I think it just feels kind of like gaming adjacent or inspired.
Because you're right, there's like a little option here. Take one or leave them.
Ooh, yeah. What would you do?
Take one, obviously.
Could be cursed, though.
How?
Is that a risk you're willing to take?
It's a risk I must take.
Okay, all right.
I must take the risk.
Ooh, okay. I love seeing fan art because this is such a unique style and like getting to see how they would create the different shapes for the character. Like I love this thing they do with the bridge of their nose, creating this straight edge typically on their characters and this like kind of flat, square, like rounded cube of a face.
Even the
cool.
horse's face has her distinct style inherent in it. It's a very interesting thing. That's what we've talked about. Sometimes new artists are like, how do I find my style? How do I find my style? Well, regardless of what your process is, this artist seems to have found theirs. And it's so identifiable. I love that.
Yeah, what you would typically consider kind of a an ugly rhythm of a face, which is like a blocky shape, is typically like hard or considered masculine, but here on this feminine face, it works perfectly. They've clearly kind of mastered this art form. Ooh, some Demon Slayer, very cool.
Yeah, I like the way she photographs her work next to what she used to create it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something you see a lot from traditional artists, but we look at a lot of digital artists, so we don't get to see that as often.
Yeah. So we have some colored pencils, some markers, all sorts of fun things.
I thought this image was cool. I don't know if it's from any specific IP, but I love that the overall theme of this whole page is blue and feels very water-based.
Yeah.
It feels cohesive, but everywhere you look is something interesting and new and different about the image. And not to mention just a lot of story going on.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of world building all in this collage. It's very cool. I really like the wiggly sword up here in the top left corner. That's kind of feels like you're either looking at it from underwater, like above the water, or maybe it's a sword made of water.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, because that would be a choice, because she's obviously going to be capable of making a straight line, so to make it wiggly is because she thought this matches the aesthetic I want to do here. Here's another Magic the Gathering card. Again, we have like the high fantasy, but it's still in her style.
Yeah, so this is from 2022. I'd love to look up this set to see if these styles are outliers in that set, or if all of them are kind of like a mishmash of different art styles.
Ooh, that would be interesting. I would want to say her style is so unique that...
I mean, like, did they do more of the traditional Magic the Gathering style, or did they mix and match a bunch of different art styles in that set?
I gotcha. That would be a really cool set to own if it's all a really varied set.
Well, good luck collecting them all, because it's quite difficult.
This is at least one version of Grog the Frog. Usually I see him dressed up as a little fantasy creature, but I just thought this customer service comic was so funny.
That is very good.
Goes ring and he said, no.
This is how I would do customer service personally.
No.
It's kind of how I live my life.
I included this image of the artist at one of her booths at a convention holding her Grog the Frog book.
That's so fun.
Yeah, I thought that was a really fun thing to include. This image is gorgeous.
Another really cool framed border.
The border is like so intricate, but when you break down like the shapes of it, like the simple construction of the color, it looks accessible. Like I'm like, oh, it kind of gives you hope of like, I can take inspiration from this and as an artist move forward and maybe like create my own borders.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's so cool about what we do here. When we really start breaking some things down, it does kind of help us see how the artist might have done something and make it feel more approachable.
Right. I love the way she works so many swords into her borders too. This Saruman painting, obviously I had to include it.
Yes, we know you love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and we know you love Pokemon.
I feel like well, maybe not. I don't know.
Were you about to say I love Lord of the Rings more than you love Pokemon?
I don't know.
Inherent falsehood. Yeah. Inherent falsehood. And then Gandalf the White. And we'll end it there.
They look exactly, they're the same character to me, Abby.
Wow.
I can't tell the difference.
I know you can't.
It's like how you can't tell the difference between a Bulbasaur and a Chikorita.
I thought a Chikorita was a brand of banana.
Yeah. And if you would like to be a brand of banana, click that subscribe button down below.
And this is the part where we say
Goomba.